which is more impactful, Amazon or the pandemic? And the answer replied was Amazon was the pandemic.
That's a
at
great
least
answer.
at least for warehouses and logistics companies, 3PLs. Uh, I think that Amazon has really set a new bar and a new standard, and if companies do not respond to that, they're going to be in big trouble.
The Industrial Sage Executive Series, sharing the stories behind game-changing executives, their organizations, and insights into today's industry challenges.
All right, so thank you so much for joining me today on our Industrial Sage Executive Series. I am joined by Mark Bondurant, who is the CEO of Twin Oaks Technology. Mark, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate the opportunity to spend some time with you today.
Well, I'm excited to do the same. So before we jump into everything, and for those who aren't familiar, tell me about Twin Oaks Technology. What do you guys do?
Sure. Twin Oaks Technology offers a variety of services. Predominantly, what we focus on in the industrial warehouse industry is a warehouse management system. So over 30 years ago, I started in warehouse and distribution, and had the opportunity to work with different companies and different industries, which has led me to open up Twin Oaks Technology in 2012. Started out with one office and 4 employees, and here we are 8 years later. I have 2 offices, and we have 14 employees, part-time employees, and I'm still on the hunt trying to hire more people.
Oh, excellent. Very good. So, I want to know a little bit more about you, as a person. So take me back. Like, how did you get into this space, even before Twin Oaks and everything?
Sure. So 30 years ago, I did start working for a very large wholesale distribution company. It was a 400,000 square foot facility, and that exposed me to a lot in the warehousing industry. My background and degree was actually computer science and accounting directly out of college, but I landed a job there, started out as a programmer, ended up rising to the IT manager, eventually to the VP of IT and operations over the facility. Ultimately, that company was sold to a much larger company, a publicly traded company that was a holding company, and it allowed me to have exposure and work with a lot of other companies, distribution facilities, and serve on a technology steering committee for the publicly traded company. So I really appreciated that. Really helped me advance my career. I got to learn a lot about different warehouses, operations, different people, and they opened up a lot of doors for me personally to travel to see other operations in China, India, several countries in Europe, Mexico, and Canada. So that was pretty valuable to me.
Oh, that's great. So how did you, what's the story, I guess, behind, starting your company?
Sure. So I was with the company for a number of years, and I love working on solutions. That's one of the things that I really strive to do. And in 2012, it was just the right time. It was an opportunity to come along, and I wanted to open up my own business. So we took a leap of faith and did that.
Tell me, like, what was that moment when you kind of, you made up your mind? Like, I know you kind of wrestle with it. Well, maybe I should do this. Well, I don't know. Go back, pros and cons and all this stuff. But what was that moment like when you said, you know what, I'm doing this and I'm moving forward? What was that like?
It's a little bit exciting and scary at the same time when you make that. When you have a steady paycheck from a good company and you love working with people that are there, it is definitely a little frightening, but at the same time super exciting. And I knew that with the skill sets that we had to offer, technology we had to offer, there was a lot of value proposition, and I just really enjoyed working with a lot of different companies and people. So it was the right time to do that.
That's awesome. So, was there anybody in the past in your career journey that have really made an impact on you?
Oh, definitely. I would say that the opportunity to work with, I've got the chance to work with CEOs, vice presidents, presidents of operations, warehouse managers, even the people on the front line, the factory workers and warehouse workers. I love all of that. You learn a lot from just working with people who are in that. But I've had some great mentors. They've taught me a lot through my career, a lot about leadership, company culture, running a business, the finance side of it. So I'm extremely grateful for the mentors that I've had a chance to work with over the years.
That's great. So, let's go into a little bit about some of the challenges that you're seeing in the industry right now. Obviously, there's a few, and obviously being in the technology space right now, I'm sure you see, there's a lot of challenges that you have seen that were there before COVID. I think there's a lot of challenges that are probably the same, if not accelerated, because of COVID. And then there's new ones there. What are you seeing right now?
Sure. So I will tell you, I heard another person commenting recently, and they had a question. They said, "Well, Mark, they said which is more impactful, Amazon or the pandemic?" And the answer replied was, "Amazon was the pandemic."
That's a great answer.
At least for warehouses and logistics companies, 3PLs. I think that Amazon has really set a new bar and a new standard, and if companies do not respond to that, they're going to be in big trouble. So yes, the pandemic brought on a whole different set of challenges with social distancing, the warehouse work environment. How do you manage that? And there's a lot of pressure from people. You have to attend to that, and cleaning the environment, and then with Amazon, it was the speed, the service levels that they pushed on us, and then labor shortage. That's another one I would say is an industry challenge. And honestly, I think social media is one as well. Today, with the reviews and with you can get slaughtered if you're not performing the service levels. It doesn't take very much, but one or two reviews to make your company or a company to look really bad. So social media and the feedback and the constant feedback, I think, has set a new standard for us as well.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that makes a lot of sense. Obviously, the speed of information that is happening. Speaking specifically to that, the social media comment, that can do some harm, especially now as we're seeing, there's a big shift into using more social media, especially as you've got changing dynamics and changing demographics, and then there's more adapt to using these technologies. So yeah, that's certainly a challenge.
It can do great benefit for a company as well.
Absolutely.
One of our clients, of which we had implemented our WMS solution, they were going through their fourth quarter with Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and some of the speed with which the orders were being processed, within 2 to 3 hours of the customer placing the order was already shipping, and they were receiving tracking number confirmations. Well, I would tell you that from a social media perspective, that was awesome to see all of the comments with incredible fast shipping. So it goes both ways, and it's just another one of those variables we have to stay on top of.
Yeah, exactly. So just a couple other questions on here. So as far as the type of companies that you might work with, is there, you mentioned e-commerce is a big place. Is there any other, verticals or other areas that you're focusing on?
Sure. From a channel perspective, let me answer it that way.
Yeah.
Really, we focus on 3 primary channels, one of them being e-commerce. Mm-hmm. Our systems and our solutions are very much have unique features for that. But then we also service the wholesale channel and key accounts. So if a warehouse, a 3PL, a distribution facility has those different types of channels, they work perfectly with us.
Okay, great. So, what are some of the, we were talking about some of these challenges that are coming up. How are you guys, how are you guys solving some of these?
Sure. I would say that we have implemented a number of unique features. We have multiple pick methods specifically designed if you're picking e-com orders or you're picking wholesale or key account orders. We put in some unique tools, I think, that are not out in the industry, tools that will allow companies to negotiate better shipping rates, tools to allow them to reslot their forward pick locations, inventory consolidation tools, and then we provide real-time statistics at the warehouse level and also at the employee level. And I think that sets us apart, but also it's our integration. We've integrated our solutions with Fetch Robotics, Vuzix glasses, Amazon Alexa. So if you want to talk to your WMS, you can ask it questions like, how many lines have we shipped today? Things like that. Android phones, PLCs, laser dimensioners, inline scales, conveyors, being able to talk to all those pieces of hardware, and then at the same time being able to integrate with software packages like ERPs, e-com platforms like Shopify, Magento, or WooCommerce. Yeah. And then there's a lot of packages out there, a lot of things that are happening, I think, that is forcing companies to make some different decisions. And by that, I mean, I think you're going to see less monolithic solutions like big, giant ERP systems that do everything, and you're going to see more integration in terms of different packages and software. These big, giant packages are costly, they're risky, they're not adaptable, and I see more movement towards being able to have best-of-breed packages, being a WMS or be it an accounting system, and then have those systems integrate and talk to each other. And then finally, one thing to answer your question, our solution we provide is both cloud and on-premise, and then I think that we're very reasonably priced. We'll go right up head-to-head against some big tier one type solutions, and I think we stack up pretty well with that.
Well, who would be like an ideal customer profile for you?
Sure. So an ideal customer profile would be a customer that maybe has a distribution facility. It can be a customer or a 3PL. Usually 20,000 square foot would be the smallest, all the way up to, could be 500,000, 750,000 square foot facility. It can be different types of industries, like I said, e-com, wholesale, key account. That would all fit perfectly in our equation. And by the way, we service some small accounts too that are not ready for the robot. So the robotic solution, that is perfectly okay. They are trying to technology proof their solution. So when they grow to the point they're ready for it, then we can put those solutions in place. And we believe that our solutions are not, it's best not to modularize them and sell you different modules. You get it all, and then you can use what you need or want of it. So that I think is part of our unique proposition.
That's interesting. That's very cool. No, I love it. So for those who would like to learn more about you, what's the best way? I'm assuming checking out your website. They can go learn more about you there.
Absolutely. They can check out our website, twinoakstech.com, and they're welcome to call us. We're very personable. We do webinars. We did a in-person webinar at Modex this last show, and by the way, we got voted in the top 10 of all of the seminars. We were in the top 10 selection on that.
That's great.
Educational seminar. Yeah, thank you. And so we'd love for customers to reach out and talk to us. They can call us or send us an email or hit our website.
All right. Well, great. Well, there you have it. So, Mark, thank you so much for joining me today on the Executive Series. And for companies that would want to go check more out about you guys, go check out the website and then go see maybe they can help you out with a challenge with one of their solutions. So
excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, there you go. Another Industrial Sage Executive Series. Thanks so much for watching or listening. If you are listening on any of the podcasting stations, hey, listen, real quick, if you are not subscribed on our email list, you need to go do that right now. Go to IndustrialSage.com and subscribe. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. We have a lot of other content that you're missing out. You want to get more episodes like this where you can hear from other executives about new technology, new solutions, understanding what your peers may be doing or people are doing in complementary markets. So go sign up there so you don't miss out on all this great content. And I will be back next week with another episode of Industrial Sage.
IndustrialSage is an open platform where companies can showcase their expertise and solutions to a captive audience of industrial professionals. Thank you for listening to this week's episode. You can subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and while you're there, please leave us a review. Want us to tell your story? Go to IndustrialSage.com. This week's episode was produced by Rika Wiersma, filming by Donovan Jones, editing by Rika Wiersma, music composed by Oliver Michael, and executive producers Danny Gonzalez and David Karen. This is the Industrial Sage Executive Series.